everybody, and welcome back to another Booga Booga video. And today, I'm going to be remaking my old Mojo guide on how to farm Mojo fast. And I'm just going to be showing you how you can level up and get your Mojos fast in Booga Booga. I used this strategy with a bunch of friends to get max Mojo and 5 left over, which actually, the goal wasn't to get max Mojo, but that's a separate video. I used this strategy to get max Mojo and 5 left over with 3 of my friends usually. So what we're going to be doing is there are 2 methods. One for if you have friends with you, and one if you're doing it solo. I'll show off the solo one first, but there will be a timestamp in the description if you want to skip to the multiplayer method. So, first thing you're going to want to do is get some steel. I know you have Water Walker, and you might think that that's fast enough, but the steel raft is so fast that it'll get you there in about half the time. So it's definitely worth it to get the steel raft. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna use your steel raft, and you're gonna wanna drive it over to the old god cave. So I'll go ahead and speed it up. So once you get to around this area here, this is where you're going to be stopping with your raft. So what you're going to want to do is stop with your raft and go ahead and mine it with a god pick, or whichever pickaxe you have. The pickaxe doesn't matter as long as it's steel or above. This is still the fastest solo farming method. And as you can see, I got 3 out of the 4 steel I used to craft the raft back. So it's pretty cheap to craft them in total, technically only costing 1 steel bar. Next, you're going to want to use your God Rock if you have it to come down here. Otherwise, just sink down normally. Then you're going to want to follow through this tunnel, and once you get through here, you're going to see the old god. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open your building menu, and you're going to want to place 2 walls, which I don't have any materials for walls. And if you don't have materials for walls, you can just mine these petrified trees and bushes, because they drop quite a few. So then, you're going to just want to go ahead and place a wall here. And now, you are going to just mine the old god. If you don't have as strong a pickaxe, that's alright. It'll still mine pretty quickly because the pickaxes in this version are quite powerful. So, just go ahead and mine him, and I'll show you what to do when you're done. Alright, and we've just about mined the old god, and as you can see, it drops a bunch of essence. Most of it will flow into this little cavern, but you can use the wall to make the little bits that fall out easier to collect. I won't be picking this up because I'm already max level with all the Mojo I'll ever need, probably. So I'm just going to leave this here. Now what you're going to want to do to finish the solo strategy is leave the game, rejoin, and do the same thing again. Alright, so now I'm going to be showing off the strategy for if you have friends. Oh hey, I got the same spawn again. That's cool. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get all of your friends to have steel rafts, high-tier pickaxes, and high-tier weapons. What you're going to want to do is have all of you go over to the ant mound to start off using steel rafts. Just so you know, the strategy is only faster if you have 2 other people helping you. Otherwise, just farm solo. There's no way to farm faster with 2 people realistically. So, you're going to want to use your boat to come over to the ant cave, which I'll go ahead and speed up. And once you have made it over to the land, you're going to want to head over into the ant tunnel, which I'll also speed up, and go down the hatch. Once you've made it to the hatch, go ahead and take it out with your axe. You don't need a high-tier axe for this, as the hatch has very low HP. Then, once you jump down here, do not take the right tunnel. Keep going straight forward, and you'll come down this little tunnel. And you may notice, once you get down this little tunnel, which it's a pretty long tunnel. I don't know why I'm calling it little. You may notice that when you get down this tunnel, you can see a god shrine and a big room in front of you. Another thing you can do to speed this strategy up is you can use a domestic manto while you're in the caves that you used your net to pick up and get it stuck in the ground. I guess they're bugged right now. If they get fixed, go ahead and use a domestic manto to speed up your travels. But if they don't get fixed, just walk manually. It will definitely be faster than getting frozen every second. So once you're into this big room, don't go to the left or forward and visit any of these things. Just go ahead, go to the right, and you'll see an old god face. This is the wealthy god, and he drops essence and gold, and I'll show you what to do with the gold later. But the first things first, you're gonna just wanna go ahead and mine him. Once you've mined the wealthy god, you're going to want to pick up all of this essence and all of the gold, and I think it drops a random amount of gold last I checked. I haven't looked at the drops for it in a while. Well, I say looked at the drops, but I mean I haven't checked the drops, because I'm not a BOOGA BOOGA developer. I can't check the data. A lot of people seem to think I developed for this game. I do not have access to the game in the studio, so I don't have hard numbers on anything unless I test it. Anyway, so then after you mine him, you're going to want to come down here behind his face with the tunnel, and hopefully you'll get here pretty quick because these ants can build this thing up to infinity HP, which is super annoying when it has upwards of 15k HP, but with friends, it shouldn't take that long to mine at all. So once you take this thing out, there will be a tunnel under it, and you're just going to want to jump down. Now that you're down here, you will see the queen ant. Right now it's bugged, but I'm sure it'll get fixed in the future. So you're gonna have all your friends come around it and fight the queen ant. The queen ant drops tons of good loot, such as gold, magnetite, and essence. The problem with the queen ant is it's actually pretty difficult when it's not bugged. You're gonna need someone to come in here with the shield void spell and tank most of the damage so that your team can take it out. An alternative is just to jump on its head, which can be a little harder than you'd expect. If you use a wall, it's pretty easy though. You can jump on its head and then it won't be able to damage you. Here, let me see if I can get it. You might have to do an item jump. Oh, I almost got it. There we go. And now when you're on its head, it can't damage you as long as you stay in the middle and don't let it knock you off. So you're just gonna wanna go ahead and take out the queen ant. And once you have mined the queen ant, as you can see, it drops a ton of essence, magnetite, and gold, and you have to mine the queen ant to get out of here anyway. So this is just a good fight for anyone who is interested in getting some mid-game materials and a lot of levels. Make sure you have the person who's trying to level up. Get the last hit on it though, because that also gives XP. There you go. Now that you've collected all the gold, magnetite, and essence, you can come over here. Now, while you're picking up the loot, have your teammates go ahead and start mining the ancient tree. What you're going to do now is you're going to mine the ancient tree. Now, it has a lot of HP, but it actually gives gold and crystal, which you can turn into more XP or use to fund God Axe, Pickaxe, and God Rock. So, now go ahead and mine this tree. Once you get the ancient tree on low HP, don't just mine it right away. What you're going to want to do is get some logs from the surrounding sun trees, which also drop essence and sticks, so you won't have to craft any of those. You're going to want to go to some of these essence trees? Yeah, essence trees. Nah, you're going to want to go to these sun trees and maybe this driftwood over here if you're feeling a little bit lazy. And you're going to want to pick up those and make some docks around and under the ancient tree. This will prevent the loot from falling under the hole underneath, but you're going to also have a harder time mining the tree without mining the docks. What you're going to need to do is stand on the highest dock and then jump and hit it. Also, if you're actually doing this to get loot and XP, you're going to want to surround the ancient tree and walls, but because I'm already max level, I don't need to worry about that because the items I actually need don't really roll around. So once you mine this thing, it will drop the most essence out of any structure in the game. While you're picking up the loot, have your teammates go and mine the old god. That's going to be the last stop of your farming route. So yeah, go ahead and pick up all this loot. It's a lot of gold, crystal, essence, and cooked gold. So you just go ahead and pick all this up, and then once you're done picking it up, you're just going to want to go ahead and go over to the old god and mine it. As before, you're going to want to use your god rock to get down the pit really fast. And once you're in here, hopefully your friends will have mined the old god for you, and you can just go ahead and pick up all the XP. Then you're going to want to relog. On the third time around, with the extra gold you've gotten from the wealthy god, queen ant, and ancient tree, you can go ahead and fill the old god totem, which gives a bunch of essence and accelerate your farming even more. This will allow you to get, depending on how many friends and how high tier gear they are using, this will allow you to get anywhere from 1 mojo every half hour to 1 mojo every 45 minutes. It's crazy fast. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it or found it useful, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.